I was watching Justice League with my friend Ben when my dad came in. Joey, my dad said, it seems your mother was involved in an extreme jet skiing accident, and I have to go to the hospital to make sure she isn't dead. I need you to watch your sister till I return. She should be fine, but just check on her every now and then. My dad then left, and me and Ben continued watching Justice League. After it was finished, I decided to go upstairs and check on my sister. I knocked, but she didn't answer. I opened the door to find her asleep with her laptop on her lap. Not wanting it to break, I went to move it, and when I did, she received a message from somebody with a screen name Beaver Bandit. Hey, you deleted our messages, right? I don't want to get in trouble if your parents see. After reading the message, I immediately knew something wasn't right. I was going to wake up my sister and ask her, but before I could, Ben walked in. What's taking you so long? Ben said. Well, look at this message Jessica received. Ben read the message and said, oh no. I think your sister's been talking to some kind of pervert. We then clicked his profile and found out the man was 44 years old. Have you seen To Catch a Predator? Ben asked. No. What's that? It's a show where law enforcement pose as young teens and set up perverts. Maybe we should pretend to be Jessica and find out what his plan is. Then we can call the police and have him brought to justice. I agreed, and we took the laptop downstairs and began talking to the Beaver Bandit. I told him I deleted the messages to gain his trust, and then asked him what he wanted to talk about. After a moment, the man responded back that we should talk dirty. I knew it, Ben said. He's some kind of sexual deviant trying to get with your sister. What should we do? I asked Ben. Let's talk dirty to him, gather evidence, and then we'll call the police. Let's do it, I said. Okay, we can talk dirty. You start, I wrote the Beaver Bandit. Well, have you thought about the cranberry sauce? The Beaver Bandit asked. What about it? I wrote back. Have you thought about letting me eat a jar of cranberry sauce from your asshole? You seemed a little hesitant last night. Jesus Christ, I said to Ben. This guy's a piece of work. Ben grabbed the laptop from me and replied to the Beaver Bandit. Oh yeah, that sounds hot. Maybe we can meet up tonight and try it out. What else would you want to do? Well, if I had you alone, I'd like to rub my face between your bosom and perhaps dip my balls in chocolate and have you lick them clean. This guy's definitely a deviant, Ben said in disgust. Trying to gather more evidence, Ben asked what else he was into. I'm into a little bit of everything. I like anal, giving, and receiving. Roleplay is always nice, and sometimes I like to dress like Oprah Winfrey and choke myself. Kinky, Ben responded. So what time should we get together? The Beaver Bandit said. How about tonight at 8:30? Sounds good to me. I'll bring the cranberry. Oh, and one more thing, Ben said. Do you mind dressing up like Bob Ross? It's kind of a turn-on for me. You dirty girl, Beaver Bandit said. He then agreed, and we said our goodbyes. We closed the laptop and began to formulate a plan. First, we called the police and told them about Beaver Bandit. After, they said they'd send an officer over to investigate. We then printed out a transcript of the conversation for when the police arrived. And at around 7:30, we got a knock on the door. Through the peephole, I saw it was an officer. We opened the door and the cop introduced himself. He then asked if he could see the chat we had with Beaver Bandit. We handed him the transcripts and he began to read. God damn. You're dealing with one sick son of a bitch. You did the right thing calling us. Now I parked my vehicle down the street, so he should have no idea I'm here. Great, I said. This man deserves to be in jail. Oh, he will be, the officer replied. And if he has any problem going, he'll have to deal with these bad boys. The officer then patted a pair of nunchucks he had holstered in his belt. Not wanting to risk my sister answering the door, the officer told us to message the man and say she'd be waiting in the living room naked, and to walk right in. After a brief moment, the Beaver Bandit replied, "Hell yeah." An hour passed, and right at 8:30, the Beaver Bandit arrived. "Lucy, I'm home," he said as he entered the house. He then walked around the corner to find me bidding the officer waiting his arrival. "Freeze," the officer said. "You're under arrest." "What the fuck?" Beaver Bandit cried out. "You're not a girl. You're not even 13. "That's right. I'm the police." I knew this was a setup," Beaver Bandit yelled in anger. "That's why I brought this." He then pulled out a gun from his waistband. "Now I came here to eat cranberry sauce and have sex, and that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, but cranberry sauce is not on the menu. Now put the gun down," the officer yelled. The Beaver Bandit ignored his demands and raised his gun. Now I didn't come all this way dressed like Bob Ross for nothing. I came to get laid. Sorry, but getting laid is not on the menu either, the officer said. "Well, somebody better talk to the goddamn chef, or I swear on Black Jesus I'll shoot you." "I'd like to see you try," the officer smugly replied. "With pleasure," Beaver Bandit said. He then fired a shot. Without hesitation, the officer grabbed his nunchucks and deflected the bullet, which went flying into the TV. "What in Sam hell?" Beaver Bandit said in disbelief. He then fired off 5 more shots, each of which the officer blocked with his nunchucks. "Damn it," Beaver Bandit said. He then threw aside his gun, which was out of bullets, and said that it's a good thing he brought this. He then pulled out his samurai sword. The Beaver Bandit charged the officer, rapidly swinging the sword. However, the officer sidestepped his every move. On his last swing, the officer blocked the blow with the chain between his nunchucks, breaking the blade in 2. Damn it, that was expensive. But I didn't need that sword anyway, because I got this. Beaver Bandit then grabbed the night bag he brought with him, and from it, he pulled out a chainsaw. "Holy shit," Ben cried out. "This is awesome." Beaver Bandit then fired up the chainsaw. "This is your last chance, officer. Step aside, or I'll cut you and your nunchucks in half." The officer threw his nunchucks across the room, and then he raised his fist. "You came to eat cranberry, but you'll be leaving with a stomach full of knuckle sandwich," the officer said. "So be it. I guess it's time for you to die." Beaver Bandit then raised the chainsaw above his head, and when he did, he cut away a hole in the roof, sending my bathtub above crashing down atop his body. I guess that's one way to clean up your act, said the officer. He then ran over to the Beaver Bandit, lifted the bathtub off of him, and checked his pulse. Is he alive? I nervously asked the officer. Nope, he's totally dead. The officer called for an ambulance, and that was the end of it. After the paramedics removed the body, I woke my sister and told her what happened. I then went on to explain the dangers of talking to older men online, and she promised that she would never do it again. Beaver Bandit, let's not meet again. 'Cause if we do, I might have to use a pair of nunchucks myself.